to Criticult. We just could not wait to talk about Halloween Ends because we liked it so very much. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. We've got Shawn and Noah here, and
Uh,
we're gonna skip the usual like intro, hey, how you doing? And Noah, I'm gonna let you get into your thoughts first because I've had a chance to get some of this off my chest, and then we'll hear from Shawn. So Noah, the floor is yours, sir. How much
All
did you
right.
love Halloween Ends?
I'm just gonna say straight up, I don't care what anybody says. Fuck every Halloween except the original one. Fuck every single one. Everything sucks. This movie, Halloween Ends, was dog shit. I'm about to go scorch earth. Michael Myers ain't shit. They made him nothing. It's nothing. It's at the end of this movie. I was like, what was the whole point of watching any of this? What was the whole point, man? You wrecked my childhood. Come at me. I'm 40. I'll just say this. I'm gonna go on record right now. I don't care what happens with my life. I don't care if people dox me or they whatever happens with my fucking life. I'm telling you right now, I'm never fucking watching another Halloween incarnation version ever again. Shoot me in the head for real. I'll tell anybody my
That's so
address. I'll tell
drastic.
anybody. No, for real. I'm not. I think anybody, especially us sitting here for like an hour or two, gonna complain about, which we will, and we'll shit all over this movie. But we're all schmucks if we go watch any. I don't care if it's streaming for free. I'm not gonna watch another Michael Myers movie. I don't give a fuck. I what's exciting about it? Oh, this he's coming in. Oh, now he has a tag team partner. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Make the hot tag to Corey. Suck my dick.
I forgot to mention, and I should have, full spoilers henceforth.
Yeah, we're going scorched earth, brother.
Tag team champions of Haddonfield.
This movie,
Whew.
I'm not done yet. This movie started out like a CW fucking WB.
I'm not
It fucking
finished yet.
started out. It started like a high school fucking melodrama. I hated it. I just wanted anybody to be killed. And like Shawn said in the group messages while we were watching it, that little punk ass kid at the start and the homeless dude do not count. That is not Michael Myers base. This sucked. This sucked. I'm ashamed to have watched it, and I'm only happy to be here dissing it.
Dude, I'll be honest. I would, if it wasn't for the fact that I knew we were podcasting about it, I probably wouldn't have finished this movie.
Yeah,
Like, I was bored with it like halfway through. I'm like, dude, this is fucking terrible.
yeah.
Like, I just want you guys to know the love is real, and I finished it for y'all just so we could sit here and trash it. Because if it wasn't for this moment, I would have turned it off way before I did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude. Didn't mean to interrupt, Noah. You can continue if you like, but I had to get that in there.
I just, I love horror. We all love horror, but it's like, sometimes you come across movies where you're like, why am I here? You question your existence. You question why you even watch this shit. And you're like, it's not exciting anymore. It's not anything. I mean, Michael Myers goes lives. They should have just called the fucking movie Michael Myers in his sewers. I don't like he's in the sewer and he just fucking comes out like I said, make the hot tag. Corey comes in, and then Corey beats his ass, and like, oh, I'm gonna take the mask. What the fuck? He was unstoppable last movie. He was like indestructible, and then he's like a little punk ass pussy.
And
Whatever,
later in
man.
this movie, we'll get to it, but
Yeah, but it's
there's a
just like,
moment in the final scenes that undermines the scene that you're talking about, or many of the
yeah,
scenes. Yeah, so yeah, it's all
and
over the place. That's for sure.
how okay when okay I know I'm jumping like near the middle or the end whatever, but like the thing that bothered me is he's in the sewer, okay, and he lures people, or then Corey lured the dude, the creepy dude who was hitting on Allison or whatever, okay. Well, how then did they never really showed when, yeah, they show when Michael Myers was with Corey and then they killed people together, tag team style. But like, how did Michael walk by his motorcycle, or did he like piggyback on the motorcycle? How the fuck
Piggyback
did he show up,
for
man?
sure. He rode. He
He
held it.
wrote?
He put his arms around Corey's waist.
Yeah, he like nibbled on his
And
earlobe.
just like held him kind of tight.
He nibbled on his earlobe.
He liked the
When
way
he
Corey
looked in his,
smelled. He had a good
yeah,
cologne on.
when he looked on, yeah, when he looked in his eyes, he was like, "You are evil, and I am too. So let's screw."
Mm-hmm.
Shoop a doob, whatever.
It was like my favorite Woody Harrelson movie.
Yeah.
What's that movie, Sean?
Fucking.
Wait, which one?
The one with the one. It's not True Romance.
You're talking about
Killer?
Decent
Natural Born
Proposal?
Killers. There we go. I always get the two mixed up because they're just the two best love stories that have ever been told. But yeah, I mean, Noah, you're not wrong about any of this, and I think what the best thing will eventually be to do is to just go through this freaking monstrosity beat by beat. So before we do that, Shawn, what are your initial takes? I know it's very similar, but I want to give you a chance to get some of it off your chest too, man.
I appreciate that, brother.
Let it rip.
Yeah, I mean, me and Noah are pretty much on the same page. So like, I was pissed off from the way it started all the way to the way it ended. So it starts with that dumbass, punk ass kid who, quite frankly, deserved what he fucking got. He had what he had coming to him, bro. Fuck that little dude.
Yeah.
For one, you should have been being a little dickhead. You shouldn't have locked your fucking babysitter in the fucking attic.
Yeah,
played a prank on a dude who obviously is already paranoid because, I mean, that shit took place in 2019. So the year before that, all the shit that happened on Halloween and, like, the first film. So you're going to fuck with a dude in Haddonville, Illinois. That's the last town you want to be pulling pranks like that on motherfuckers. Everybody's on edge, bro.
In
the
fucking Haddonfield.
Man is from there, dude. Motherfucker, that shit is real. No one plays about that shit. So you lock a dude in the attic and then you taunt him so he's terrified, so he kicks the fucking door open and your punk ass falls. That's on you, dude. Fuck that kid. Fuck his parents. And then that's another thing. Another thing that pissed me off was I hated how Laurie Strode's just in the fucking supermarket buying cucumbers and whatnot. Comes out, mind her own fucking business. And you got this dumb bitch talking about what you buy. Why you smiling?
Yeah.
Why the fuck does it matter, bitch?
So
mind your business.
You did this.
She had nothing to do with your punk ass sister getting stabbed in the neck.
Nothing.
That's not like she was like, hey, go stab that bitch and kill her husband in the neck. Fuck them dudes. And then you have like 2 scenes later, the same fucking thing happens to Corey.
Yep.
He's in a bar, partying, dancing, having a good time. Then this stupid ass psychopath, traumatized mother wants to give him shit about having a good time. It was just like the same scene with different characters. Like it was. I don't know,
she's
dude.
Literally
it was
also
corny.
at the bar.
It was half. Yeah, dude. It was half-ass written. I feel like they had all this time to write this script. Yet this is what you come up with. I was disappointed as a fan, bro. I was seriously upset. Why the fuck all this build up for this? This was a high school half-ass fucking romance movie, bro. It's about some weird ass fucking punk ass kids
and
falling in love with each other because they're both crazy and have trauma.
But
so
also
now we're just gonna run away and be killers together because it's cool. No, it's fucking stupid. I don't know, dude. There was so much about it that I hated. Like
What about the fucking marching band?
I literally.
The marching band.
God damn it, Noah, let me finish. I'm talking right now. Damn it, let me get this off my chest. I'll let you say your piece.
Go ahead, sorry.
Come on, yeah, Skip Bayless, let Shannon talk. No.
You're good, bro. Come on, Skip.
Yeah, sports. Yeah.
But no, I am pretty much done. All I had to say was like it upset me. There was nothing about this movie I liked. Not one. Actually, I take that back. My favorite part was the end credits because they played "Don't Fear the Reaper," which is a great song, by the way. I love that fucking song. But that was by far my favorite part of the movie. That's terrible. Shouldn't feel that way. I'm upset. And I'm also pissed off because Peacock ripped me off $20 fucking, bro. I paid to renew my subscription on Google Play Store. It didn't fucking work. It wouldn't let me see it because it kept saying I had the free account, which I know I paid $12 or $10, whatever the fuck it was, to get the premium. So I had to repay it through my PayPal to get it. So I paid $20 to see this fuck-ass movie. I'm pissed. I'm upset.
Fix that
I'm
up.
upset.
Get your money back.
Yeah, bro, that's how I feel. I'm gonna pass the mic now.
Noah, you had some thoughts in there. What were you saying?
They shouldn't have played "Don't Fear the Reaper." They should have played. If y'all ever watched Miss March, horsedick.mpeg, Craig Robinson, that the suck my dick while I fuck that ass. That's what, because they fucked you. Sorry, is that eliminated?
I'm glitching. No, I
Yeah.
just never heard that. I was like, what is this?
Watch Miss March. The Whitest Kids You Know dudes were in it, and their rapper friend Craig Robinson, his rapper name, his handle was horsedick.mpeg. And he had two big songs. One was Suck My Dick While I Fuck That Ass,
Oh
and
my
his other
God.
song was I'ma Fuck a White Bitch.
I'm so glad this podcast isn't monetized, because if it was, you would have destroyed that monetization
Yeah.
in like
In
16
2 seconds.
Yeah, it's like it's
Sorry.
impressive how the range of cuss words that was said in the. I mean, I don't care. You're not costing me any money.
Why do you think I'm currently a failure, Kevin? I can't control myself.
Because you call yourself a failure, probably would be the reason.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Hell yeah.
speaking of failures, you know, before we dive back into this movie, I want to tell you guys the moment that I knew this movie was gonna suck, because I've been alluding to it here for a few seconds. Despite, you both know my love for classic wrestling. This is neither a reference to the legendary Four Horsemen, nor am I flashing an NWO for life here, okay? Before I think I'd even seen a character on screen, I saw a nice little opening credit that said written by four motherfuckers.
Well, that's
And that's always a bad sign. And did it not feel like it was written by four people who weren't quite sure? Like, maybe somebody wrote some of these scenes and somebody wrote some of these scenes. I don't know.
what did I say in the voice memo to you? I said 4 fucking people. It took 4 fucking people.
Oh,
to
did
write
you?
this
I did.
scribble.
I didn't. I
Yeah,
didn't get to listen to it. That's great.
Yeah, listen to my voice memos. I said my first initial thought to this movie at the very beginning was it took 4 fucking people to write this dribble. That's what I said. And it's whack, man. It's not.
I'm putting that in the description.
Yeah, use it in the thing.
I'll quote you.
I don't know. Yeah, but it's just. And another thing that I said in the memo that you didn't hear, but Shawn will like this. I thought it was gonna get, because they were being so stupid, experimental, pointless. I was like, why not Corey bring Allison down to the sewer and Michael Myers watches them have sex, and then he because instead of slashing, he can be coming. Like what if you're gonna make him like a sad sewer rat. Make him jerk off. I don't know. I mean, you ruined Michael Myers. Fuck this. I hate it.
Shawn, do you agree with that take? Does this version of Michael? Do you feel like does this ruin Michael Myers for you? This version?
I mean, might as well. Fuck it. Why not, dude? I'm with Noah on that one, dude. If you're gonna ruin him, you might as well go full blown with it, bro. Just make him into a weird ass fucking cuckold motherfucker, dude. Just have him in there.
Give him like a full body anime pillow.
Bang. Yeah, dude.
Well,
have his mask half off. He's just fucking.
Yeah. Yeah. What were like 14, 15 entries? We never saw him ejaculating. It's time, damn it.
Yeah, it's time, dude.
Come on, it's
That's
modern
bad, bro.
era.
Michael Myers, if you think about it, Michael Myers spent all this time a virgin, bro.
Yeah, didn't get
never
his
got laid. Because he got locked up when he was a child, right? And he escaped when he was.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And he never had time to fuck because he was too busy killing motherfuckers. Dude, he had no time to sit down and get his dick wet.
He probably doesn't even know what a titty feels like.
If we're talking about the Rob Zombie verse, I am sure at the very least. Something happened. That was a weird hospital. There was already some weird stuff going on.
That's true.
But like, when you two watch this movie, did you have thoughts like, why are we? It's like you keep going to the same garbage restaurant. You're like, why am I here? And then you feel ashamed of yourself. It's kind of like, why am I watching this? I'm not getting anything out of it other than being angry about it.
Yeah. Well, I told you in my little rant, like, dude, that's the only reason I finished it was to talk about it with you guys. Because if that was not the case, I swear to you, I would have stopped right after I realized that fucking Corey and that Allison chick were about to be a thing. As soon as I realized that this was going to be some kind of romance now, I'm like, dude, I'm so fucking done with this movie. I was like, somebody better die soon, or I swear to God, I'm gonna kill
No.
somebody my fucking self
Yeah.
because I'm sick of this shit. Like I
Shawn,
was
you were
so
yeah.
fucking angry. I was so mad. Like I just like, dude, why did I bother with this? Like it was so disappointing. And the only reason, I mean, other than like I said, talk to you guys about it. The only reason I was looking forward to it is because, like, dude, this was literally a huge part of my childhood. Like, the
Yeah.
Halloween series was, like, hands down one of my favorite movies since I was a kid. So I'm going to watch the shit. You know, I mean, I've already bought into it. But it's like, y'all do me like this, bro. Like, I guess I was just sitting there watching, like, how they gonna do us like this? And I didn't realize it took four people to write it. I didn't notice that part. So, yeah, that explains a lot because
Doesn't it?
definitely, it definitely felt that way. Like, yeah, now that makes sense because dude, when that motherfucker went up in the sewer, that punk ass Corey kid, that little wrestling, whatever the fuck you call that, I was like, there's no way he did that to Michael Myers. And they crawled out of there
Yeah.
with the mask, with ease. I'm like, there's
Yep.
no fucking way this could happen. Like,
Yeah.
all the fear and shit that, all the lore that's went into Michael, like, being pure evil and the most dangerous person alive and this and that. And then he got beat up by a fucking 19-year-old kid who just got bullied and beat up by a marching
Yeah.
fucking band member, bro. And when the fuck did the marching band get so tough? Like, that was two guys make fucking
Yo,
marching
yo,
band
yo,
dudes
hey, ever
the
since
And
I was
fucking
in it,
side
dog.
antagonist.
what?
I'm like, bro, y'all could even make this
That's
dude a football player, bro. You got the main bully in the movie playing the fucking trumpet, bro. Who does
well,
this?
in
I
their
was
in their
so
fucking
goddamn mad about it.
in their fucking mind, they probably thought that, that was being original because they didn't do the football team, but it's just bullshit. All that whole side bully, and all it was to build up more, fodder near the end to kill them. It wasn't like, inside. Yeah, like Shawn is absolutely right. Shawn is completely right. They made Corey a little bitch, punk ass, being thrown over a bridge, and all of a sudden becomes this fucking Marvel superhero, powerful nut job. I don't understand this shit.
Yeah, the power levels were insane. And so I have a theory that I want to run by the two of you because it's the only thing that currently makes sense to me. I still don't know how it went to theater this way. But I thought in my notes for about half this movie, I thought that Michael wasn't really there and that Corey had just snapped and that they were going to go with like I feel like this was a Jason Voorhees thing that they did in one of the movies where it was like his spirit was possessing other people into doing the killings for him. Not to say that that was any better, mind you, but when I saw Corey jump down there and take the mask, that's when I was certain. Oh, okay, this isn't really Michael Myers, like because there's no way that that would happen. And then lo and behold, he does the Undertaker sit up, and eventually he ends up in a fight with Lori, who is able to also best him in one-on-one combat, and she's a geriatric woman at this point. But after she pins him down with all the knives, which I will say was pretty poetic, and in my George
Yeah.
Lucas voice, it's like poetry so that they rhyme. And so that part was cool. However, our boy has the strength to rip his hand through a knife, handle and all. It gets like the Vulcan split, and he has enough strength to choke Lori to death. So how is that the same guy who earlier was getting bested not only by Corey, but we haven't even talked about this is back to back movies with an ex boyfriend that's a cop, but cop ex boyfriend gave old Mikey a run for his money down there in them sewers too. But yet, when the movie needed it, he could be a superhuman again. So what I think happened is that this movie initially set out to not actually include Michael Myers, and that the testing audiences didn't like that. They knew that too many people would be like, how the fuck are you going to end Halloween without having Michael Myers be in it more? And so then they decommitted and they kind of hedged their bet and they went half and half, because there are other scenes where Laurie is talking to Corey and he looks up the stairs and he says, "Are you going to do it or should I?" But there's no one there. Michael's not there. So it's almost like they set it up to be, oh, he's not really there. He's in Corey's head, but then no, he is actually there. So sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there myself, but what do you guys think about that? Did you at any point think that Michael Myers was maybe not real? Was I the only one that got that takeaway?
Mm, Uh, I think you're just suffering from some smile-itis.
Smile-itis,
Yeah,
huh?
you're just thinking that. Yeah, because I mean, I know the I
Oh,
mean uh,
all the dream sequences from Smile-itis.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't blame Kev because like I mean, this movie was dabbling in this. It was weird because it was dabbling in like supernatural. Like I'm looking into your eyes and I'm not going to kill you
Well, what
because
about
you're
that
evil.
scene when Corey's standing outside the window, motioning his hands while Michael is doing stuff? Like, if that's
Yeah.
not meant to try to depict that, like, I don't know what it was trying to get across. But sorry, go ahead, Noah. I just
Oh no, it just getting back to what we talked about earlier. Four people wrote it, so I think there were too many cooks in the kitchen, and the kitchen was a fucking disastrous mess anyway. And just all I know is we all died. This is great.
Shawn, do you also think I was hallucinating?
No, I can see why you would think that. I'll be honest, I didn't think that. I
That's
didn't know
fair.
what to think, dude. I was so just so lost. Like, it pissed me off that it took like almost half the movie before you really even saw Michael Myers. I'm like, where the fuck is he, dude? Like, I'm
Hmm.
tired of watching this weird ass romance brewing
Yeah,
between these two punk ass kids. Like, and then the shit with Lori and the sheriff, and I'm just like, it's just a bunch of weird
yeah.
side romances going on, bro. Where the fuck is Michael Myers? Like, I was like, there literally one point I really asked myself, where the fuck is Michael Myers? Like,
Yeah, I
what's
I have
going
a
on?
Yeah,
note that says in all caps, "We are an hour into this movie, and the movie refuses to Michael Myers."
yeah. I wanted to
Crazy,
say to you
bro.
too. The first time he showed up really quickly was over 40 minutes into it, and it was just really quick in the sewer, and then after that it was over, and then he wasn't around for a while longer. I mean, it really, the first hour of the movie felt like a pilot to a Halloween TV show. It really did. It didn't
Yeah,
feel like the end of the trilogy. It felt like the start of like it on HBO or some shit. Like it just got a series.
like the
It
first episode of The Wire.
Yeah, it's like Freddy's
God, come
Nightmares or
on.
some shit. Yeah, shit.
Shit, this feels like it's 2 hours long. It's so boring.
I lived here for 15 years.
Who
I
would
won't get it
name a
that.
character Snot Boogie? You're making everybody say Snot Boogie for 55 minutes. Shit.
Boogeyman my ass. Shit.
Oh my god.
But
So,
yeah, I was literally at one point I was thinking, man, don't tell me they're gonna like make this little pussy dick the new Michael Myers going forward. Like he's about to be Michael now. He's gonna be some like lackey. Like, bro, if that was the case, I would have been done with the series. I'm like, dude, fuck this. Don't ever talk to me about Halloween
Yeah.
again. Like I'd have been completely done. But he died and all that, and that was cool. But even the way he died was bullshit. Like
Sean, you are
he.
funny. That's cool.
I'm like, that's cool and all, but it's just like, dude, like even the way he died made me mad. I'm like, how
Well,
are you gonna let him stab himself in the neck? Why was Lori so hesitant to kill this cocksucker? I was
yeah.
just like, what the fuck is happening? And she's all there like, if I can't have her, no one can. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
what is? When did this become Fear Part Two? Like, when the fuck did
Right.
Mark
is
Wahlberg
Marky
show up
Mark?
talking
Yeah,
about?
he
But like,
thank you, Sean. Yeah, he
I'm
should
like,
have started
really,
hitting his
dude?
chest.
Like,
He should have started hitting
again,
his
it's just,
chest.
yeah, dude.
Allison,
Uh,
Allison. And then,
oh,
can I ask you on the subject of Allison? She goes to scorched earth, hating her, hating Lori.
Grandmama.
Yeah, grandma, like hating her Lori. Like, like fuck you, you know, basically losing her mind. You know, why do you do
Blamed her
this?
for everything. Yeah.
Blamed her for everything. But then at the end of the movie, everything's all good and they're like made up and everything's great. And like, oh, you were right about Corey, and I know he killed them.
Right.
Well,
I hated that line.
yeah, before it was like he was perfect. Like, oh my god, you know, he had 11 soft. You
He
know,
gets
like
me, Grandma. Yeah.
I don't I don't understand. Yeah, he gets me, Granny.
I mean,
And
it was that was the most realistic part of the movie, having the hot chick be like, "I can fix him." Like that part, like that was the most real. Like,
but
yeah, he was a complete dirt bag, and she was like, "Oh yeah, he's a project." Like that was the only part of the movie that made sense to me. I mean,
I
it was
mean,
laughable, but it makes sense. You see it all the time. You hate to see it, but you see it.
maybe if they brought Corey in, yeah, maybe if they brought Corey in like in the second one, like do you think that they would have brought Corey in like in the first or second and showed that scene and build it like meaningfully? Because this was Jar Jar Binks bullshit. I mean,
That could have
they
been
just
cool.
put him
Yeah,
in. Yeah,
yeah.
they just put his ass in there like we're just gonna do this.
Count Dooku, even if you
Yeah.
want. Like, oh hey, by the way, this guy's been here.
Who who
He's kind of a big
fucking
deal. Don't know if you've heard of him.
yeah, he fucking who who fucking thought that this was a good idea to put Corey as the front runner of the first hour? I don't
One,
understand.
at least three of the four writers, I'm guessing.
They should have.
Should we blame Danny McBride? I kind of want to, just because he's the most recognizable name.
That's the
He,
tough part because I
he
love
did.
Danny McBride, but I was so mad at him. I'm like, man, he better not have. He better got outvoted on this. I just hope he just like was the one guy who was like, nah, this is terrible, but somehow everyone was like, nah,
Fuck it.
Danny, we like it, and then maybe he just got overpowered and outvoted. But if I ever find out, if I ever see anything that he's like showing his support, if I ever see anything where he's like, yeah, I love this movie, I swear to God, I'm gonna be upset. I'll be
Yeah.
writing all kinds of hate fan tweets.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
tweet him, bro.
I was
You gonna
worried.
tweet
I
him,
was like,
Shawn?
I gave Noah a hard time about not, I was like, Sean's gonna get us banned from YouTube. He's out here threatening Danny McBride, but no, it's just a
Yeah.
strong tweet campaign. Nothing wrong with that.
We're just venting our frustrations digitally. Nothing physical will ever happen.
I hope he was out playing Parcheesi with Miranda. That's the only excuse
Yeah.
I'll accept. You'll always
I-
be that Danny.
He's lucky he made Eastbound and Down, bro. He's lucky.
We're
I'm
not
just
the
telling
only
you.
ones. We're not the only ones who are angry. I dipped into IMDb and the reviews, and people are they are
Oh,
going
I was
nuts.
about to ask if anyone had saw
Oh.
the reviews on it yet. Is it
Is
getting
They're-
trashed?
certified
Oh,
fresh?
it's getting hardcore trash. Like people are saying this is the worst Halloween ever. This is a disgrace. I mean, it is getting hate, and it's all on the same things that we hate about it. I mean, you can't build. Okay, even the trailers for this, or even the quick blurbs, are like it's the final showdown. Like it's not. It was completely a swerve. It was. I didn't want to watch this new kid and all that. I didn't want it.
Yeah.
I was already tired of Michael Myers. I was already tired of the cool shit that we've seen 15 fucking times. So why do I need to see something that new that sucks and is boring anyway?
I agree. Well, and that was the thing. You touched on something there. Although, for us fanboys of this franchise, the people like me who I've equated off this show, probably on this show, Michael Myers to like Batman for me. It's just something I've been invested in since a certain point in my life, and at this point, it's like an addiction. So if there are more parts of the story, I have to have it. Whether it's good or not, I'm going to need to see it just to see how it goes. But yeah, almost all of us were here for Michael Myers and the end of the Michael Myers saga. And you gave us a 2-hour movie that is 90 minutes about Corey. And then you gave us a Rambo 6 or whatever frickin' movie that was, where it was like a snooze fest, and then 15 minutes of Rambo being Rambo at the end. And
Yeah.
and again, in my best Jim Cornette voice, this is the same guy who went all Marvel on everyone's ass at the end of the last movie, and yet now he's getting elbow dropped by Corey Savage from the top of the sewer. And I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me.
and it wasn't even like a good sewer fight with Corey. It was so
It was so
haphazardly
quick, dude.
done. It was so quick. He just walks in like, "You're gonna do this," and he just like bitch slaps Michael Myers, beats his ass, and then it's over. And then he walks out, crawls out with the mask. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, Michael Myers was like distracted. He was just chilling right there in the sewer, waiting for him. I don't understand. Nobody would ever walk in on Jason or Freddy or any of them and just whoop ass like that and take their mask or anything.
Quick
It would
update.
happen.
We've got a
Not happening.
5.2 on IMDb. So just for a few reference points, Halloween Kills got a 5.5, and our dear friend Smile has a nice 6.9 rating on IMDb.
Okay.
Very nice. The best rating.
Can't wait till Smiles comes
I'll
out,
look
right,
up Rotten
Shawn?
Tomatoes next. But yes, and in my defense, to me that was the shark jumping moment when I was like, oh, because to me it already didn't make sense. Even the homeless guy said like, why did Michael let you live? Which to me it was like, well, yeah, he wouldn't. Why would he? Makes no fucking sense. Nothing about what we've seen, even if you're discrediting, which I'm happy to do, the Thorn trilogy and the H2O parts and of course the zombie stuff's not being considered, but even if you can what Michael Myers has ever let someone live, and then also he gets bested very quickly, and gets his mask taken, and I'm just like, there's no way this is that guy. Why are you doing it like this? Who asked for this? Made absolutely no sense to me. What did you guys have a favorite kill? Because there was one scene. I've talked so much about what I don't like that there is one scene that I really did like. I have my annoyances with it, but the DJ, who this is one I didn't pick up on it when they had their first confrontation. I didn't pick up on the fact that was the radio DJ. So that was
Really?
Yeah, I just missed it early on. I took a lot of notes, and so I kind of just missed that they were in front of the radio station when he was talking shit to him, and or that they were on top of the radio station. But yeah, that I was annoyed because it was the second kill in about 15 minutes that involved someone not hearing shit because of their headphones. That was kind of annoying. Like, you just showed us that, man. Like, there are different ways to do this. Like, reach into your bag and pull out something else for at least for the stepdad. But it makes sense for the DJ. But why did you have to do it twice? But getting the tongue clipped out and the way that was skipping on the disc, and then they cut to the radio where it's cutting.
I liked that.
That was my favorite. Did you have a favorite? Was that your favorite death scene? Did you have one you liked better?
I'll probably surprise you with this. That was my second favorite.
Ooh.
Well, one quick thing about that you guys may not know about this, but like I marked out because the girl, like the girl at the front desk of the radio station, the blonde girl, she was she's the male girl of Joe Bob Briggs' last drive-in show, Darcy. So that was a cool cameo. So I was like proud of her to I was happy that she got that spot.
Yeah.
So that was just a little thing, but yeah, that was a little Easter egg. But my favorite kill was kind of like a twofer where that chick, I can't remember her name, but she was a part of that little marching band bullies thing, and she like climbed over. I guess just because I've never seen it done like that, she climbed over the fence, was run over, then trapped under the fence, and then Michael Myers stomped her ass out.
Before I asked Shawn for his favorite, I actually had beef with that scene, and so I want to ask you guys about that scene. When the main bully comes up to her and she's like, "Where's Stacy?" And they cut to Stacy, and he's like, "Stacy's dead." She sees Corey behind him.
Yeah.
And instead of saying he's behind you or anything that would be helpful, she says, "You're dead too," which again is another telltale sign of like, you had 4 writers, but who edited this? How did you write that, film that? It makes no sense as far as a story goes, unless she. At first, I was like, "Oh, Corey must have like said, hey, if you help me set up your buddy real quick, I'll spare your life. But no, he immediately stomps her head into the ground. So it made no. Why
Yeah,
would she be? She's just so committed to being an asshole that she wanted her last act on this earth to be laying out some shtick. You're dead
yeah, it was
too.
kind of
Ha ha
weird.
ha ha ha. So,
Yeah,
sorry, I just. As much as her
yeah,
death was cool, that I hated that part. Go ahead, Noah.
no, that really kind of threw me for a loop too. But I know what they were trying to go for is like almost ominous, like you're dead too. Like, oh my god, we give up, we're done for. Like, I don't know, it just came off as weird.
I,
It was just like no one would really say that. Like,
yeah.
if I were pinned down and you were like trying to help me, and then the killer, why would I be like, hey, you're
You're
dead
dead
too?
too,
Like,
brother.
what? Like,
Yeah.
you
See
know.
you in Valhalla, brother. Fuck
I'm
you, dude. You
glad.
ain't trying to help. Like, I'm over
I'm
here trying to
glad,
get this
Shawn.
gate off your rotting corpse, and you're like, you're dead, bitch. Like, what? Like, some
Man,
friend
I'll
you
tell
are,
you.
man.
I don't know, man. It's just it really did seem like Michael Myers was an afterthought in this entire movie. And it's almost like they just like when he tagged in and killed people with Corey, it was almost like, oh yeah, we gotta put Michael in here to not piss people off. It's like they didn't want Michael in the movie. They're like, oh yeah, we better put this kill in here and there
We
for
got
him.
to throw him in and have him hang someone up in the wall so he can tilt
Yeah.
his neck. Which I did love. That was one of the homages that I'm like, okay, this is cheese to the core, but I like it. But on that, Shawn, we haven't gotten your favorite death scene. Did you appreciate any of the Corey kills, or was it a true
No,
Mikey murder that was your favorite?
no, I hated them all, dude.
I have
Honestly,
none.
like my favorite kill was the little shithead in the very beginning. That was dope because he had that shit coming to him. Like fuck that kid,
No,
bro.
I apologize for giving you shit for cuss words earlier. Shawn is
Oh,
clearly Shawn is clearly the danger to our monetization.
oh no.
He's YouTube is gonna
My
send
bad,
me a
kid.
cease and desist. No, no, I don't care, dude. It's just fun. But yes, I just as a disclaimer,
We're loose
uh, we're
cannons,
talking
Kev.
about works of fiction, and no one on
Mm-hmm.
this show promotes any kind
Mm-hmm.
of no, fuck that. No, I'm just kidding. That was your favorite. I couldn't believe that they like that was. I think that made the rest of this. You're touching on something, Shawn, that impacted me. I that opening I thought was really impactful. I knew what was coming, but I expected it once the knife, because the knife was like sort of Chekhov gunned quite frequently. I was like, oh, they're making like, I thought he was gonna get spooked by the kid and then but think it was Michael and accidentally do some knife work. So I was shocked by the whole holy fuck they just kicked a kid off the banister and then they like show it. Obviously it's a dummy, but like the fact that they
Yeah.
show any of it, like normally when you do that, you end game a child, you're normally like it's hard to even say this, but you do it in like a tasteful, like off screen way. But no, they're like pure trauma. Mom's gonna open the door and we're just gonna fucking drop this kid.
A classy killing of a kid, yeah.
And it was all
Ooh.
downhill from there.
We have 10 minutes.
Okay, you get to just see the warning.
Yeah.
So we have
Yeah,
10 minutes at
same.
least until our first break. So
Mm.
you know, I run this show, not Google, but
Yeah. How come it didn't happen last time? That was weird.
I
That's
Yeah.
weird.
must have been a brand new update. The reason we
Hmm.
switched from Zoom to Google was because Zoom had restricted us to time limits.
I
So
remember you mentioned that, yeah.
if Google's
So,
going to do that, then we'll find something else, man. It's fine.
well, I just had to say with the kid thing, I wasn't really that shocked that he ate it because they really kind of telegraphed it because earlier he
Yeah,
was like, Michael doesn't kill kids. Like, all right.
it is a
He
pretty
just
good one.
kills
Yeah,
babysitters.
yeah.
So right there when they did that, I was like, all right, this kid's gonna be killed.
The one thing this trilogy did well, I thought, was uh, the child and babysitter interactions, and the opening scene had a nice inversion of that because it was still entertaining in a way, like that kid. Because there was about a minute or so of those two palling around, and then as soon as he's like, "No, you can't watch the thing," which was another thing that I loved, was like, okay, nice homage
I
to the original director. That's not super on the nose, but like those who know are like, fuck yeah, hell yeah. But then
I
all
knew
the
you'd like that.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
my favorite part of the movie was seeing a movie I actually liked on the screen. Um, and but when the kid pulls that like straight, he's like, "And you're an ugly ass like male, like not." Well, I can't remember what he says, but like you're a not hot male babysitter or whatever. And he just goes full asshole because like the dad was an asshole the whole time, and then the kid, you're like, yeah, he's a prankster little shit. But then all of a sudden he's just this complete fucking menace. And I enjoyed that. Like I said, I thought it set up so well. It gave me false hope. Like I felt like fucking Hawkeye in Endgame, where I'm just like, don't do that. Don't give me hope.
Yeah, like from that intro scene, I literally felt good about it. Like that whole intro, and then like going into the opening credits, how they had like the vintage original Halloween vibe. Like they even used like the same font for like the wording and shit. Like I thought it was cool. I was like, I like this. This is throwback, super retro. I'm digging it. So I felt good. And then like as soon as like it gets into the meats and potatoes, when then you realize like, oh, this little fucked up child killer kid, whatever. It's about him. Like once I realized like he was the center of this plot, I'm like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
bro. That's what I really
Yeah.
started dreading. I'm like, come on, man. And then
No.
yeah, 45, 50 minutes into it, and I finally see Michael Myers. I'm like, where the fuck have you been this whole time, dude? And why are you living in the sewer? What are you fucking Pennywise, bro? What are they doing to Michael? Like why is he living in the fucking sewers?
Yeah,
Made
just
no sense.
Yeah,
Made
and
no
it's
sense.
true.
really difficult Uber Eat deliveries to Michael too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's an awkward position to get him triangulate the food deliveries there.
Well, it's so hard to keep the timelines in order, but I know in at least one timeline Michael was eating dogs, so I imagine
Yeah.
he was living off of like raccoons and possums. But
But like what why would Michael Myers even decide to go down in the sewer? It's not like anybody defeated him. I mean, if we want to talk pro wrestling terms, he was standing tall
we always
in
do.
kills. Yeah, he was standing tall in kills. He killed, Lori's daughter. Like I
Half the
mean,
town.
yeah, half the
Yeah,
town.
that's the thing. It's like he left on a low note. I mean, maybe he had of course, some wounds to heal, but he had just killed 12 people that had beaten him to an inch of his life and stalked his
Yeah.
way back into his old house while
So
all of the cops and EMTs are out front and still kills someone and slips out. So why was he licking his wounds a few years
yeah,
later in this hobbled old man?
yeah. Why does he give a shit? I mean, he's literally this unstoppable. He's the Shape.
He was.
It's the Shape or whatever you want to call him. Like why? It doesn't make sense. Like they buried the gimmick,
They really did. They
brother.
went over the top because I forgot about that when they slit his throat and slit his wrist. They did the over the like, you're just a man, and all that stuff,
Yeah,
and
they
it's like,
buried his ass.
what are we doing? Like when we asked for you to end this trilogy, we didn't ask for you to demolish it. We didn't ask for Rise of fucking Skywalker, dude.
Yeah,
We just wanted you to find a nice way to end it, and then when you do finally inevitably come back to it in a decade or so, just do a reboot. Just restart the original. Stop doing these bullshit sequels. Fucking recast Jamie Lee Curtis. I love her. We all love her, or whatever, But like,
Garth Algar.
it's fucking time, dude. It's Michael Myers is never gonna die, and that's something I feel like is probably a good way to
No.
work towards the end, or at least towards the break, is to talk about the one thing we haven't all discussed, but Noah, you and I have discussed, which is, do we really believe that this is the end for Halloween? It sounds like it's the end for this group. Whether the new movies come out or not, I don't think you'll see all three of us discussing another newly released Halloween movie. I am
I'm
planning
for
on
real.
going backwards, but
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
for real done. Honestly, really quickly, I like to cleanse the palate. I actually started watching this indie movie like on Tubi because my friend at work said his friend was in it and helped with the movie. I started watching it. It's called Mr. Limbo, and I was like, wow, this is an indie movie, like one location. This is cool. It just felt refreshing to see like creativity or just people going out and just doing something. I'm tired of just franchise movies like this. I don't get anything out of it, man. I feel it's joyless to me. other than making fun of it, I guess. But I mean, we can do that anyway. I feel like Halloween now is basically Twitter. Like you can go on and make fun of anybody or watch Twitch. There's nothing good about it. If Halloween would have started in 1978 with Corey, no one would give a fuck.
That would
It
have been
was
Black Christmas, and no
yeah,
one did
yeah,
give a
right.
fuck, but they do now, which is good because that is actually a great Black Christmas is a great movie.
Yeah.
At least the original one, but
Yes.
often overshadowed by the original Halloween. But that's a topic for
Hmm.
a different day. Shawn, what about you? Do you think they're gonna bring Michael Myers back? Do you think they really ended this?
Um, Probably not for a while. I think it's at least done for a while, especially considering how bad of a taste this left in people's mouths. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna want a fucking another Halloween
No.
movie for a while. Like, especially the hardcore diehard fans. Like, we're all just kind of like, dude, are you for real? Like, I'm if they announced that, hey, in 2 years or in 2024 there's gonna be another Halloween, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably not gonna watch it. Just because at that
Hmm.
point I'm like, dude, y'all have killed it for me. Like, I'm not gonna watch it when it first comes out, at least. I mean, I know the fanboy in me eventually will make me watch it, but I'm not gonna waste $20 on fucking Peacock to watch it again. I'm never doing
Yeah.
that again. I'm fucking
Well,
pretty upset about this whole situation.
the yeah, I just want to tell Sean and Kevin, like Jason Bloom or whatever his name is, like the Blumhouse, whatever, they own the rights. This was the
Yeah.
last movie, and I know we're up against the clock, but it's actually the rights have gone back. They've gone back to what's his name? It's a Malik Akkad or whatever. He was one of the original
Aha,
people.
yeah, it's the
So
son
it's
of the
yeah,
original.
so yep, so it's going back to him, and he has a clause in the contracts prohibiting Michael Myers to be truly killed. So he will be brought back in separate continuities. So again, what is the point? What is the point when it all comes down to it? They buried his character. They buried the shape. They made him nothing. Okay, now we got to rebuild from scratch. Yeah, I feel like
Oh
Halloween.
no.
I feel what?
No, go ahead. I think I know what they're doing, but you go finish your
Okay,
thought.
I would just say really quickly. I feel like Halloween now, the franchise, is watching like a failing football team or something like, oh, we just get him next year. We just get him next year. Oh, reboot it again, remake it again. It's like no, they no, it's not gonna work out. I was gonna say something really bad, and I saved it. I'm not gonna say it.
Perfect, because we got to take a quick break. We'll be back to wrap up. We are back talking about the Rotten Tomatoes rated 40% Halloween Ends. It's got an audience score of 59%, and we're kicking off this segment with a question. Noah, you had a question for us, and I'm
I
excited to
want
hear what it is.
I want to know, is this one of the worst or the worst end of a trilogy that you've seen? Because to me it is, because it just didn't feel like an end of anything.
Shawn, do you want to take that first?
Um, I mean, for the, I mean, I can't really think of anything that stands out being worse than this. Um, it almost felt unfair, but I was like, yeah, it definitely is, because I can't think of anything else just at the moment. But I will say this: it's definitely up there. I mean, it's in the running for sure. I can't say it's like the worst because, like I said, I can't really think of nothing else to compare it to. But it's definitely one of the worst. I will say this: it's the worst Halloween movie I've seen in the
Yeah.
franchise, other than like Season of the
Wow.
Witch or whatever. But it's yeah,
And
I
other
would
than
say it's the
Halloween
worst one.
2
Uh,
of Rob Zombie.
I
That
might
one
take.
was pretty bad too. That one was
Mhm.
pretty bad. But yeah, I think this one is worse for the simple fact, like, dude, it was the fucking Corey show for the first
Yeah.
hour of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
at least with Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, we get to see Mike rolling around
Yeah.
doing weird Michael shit. You know what I'm saying? At least
That's true.
it was weird. You know, at least it was kind of cool because it was weird.
Hmm.
But it still sucks. But this one, I think, sucked more. This
Yeah.
shit was just like you said. It felt like four motherfuckers just not on the same page. Like, it started off
At
cool. I
all.
feel like what happened was the one writer wrote the first 10 minutes of the film. and he had a vision, and then asshole number two came in. I was like, yeah, I can add to this, and he added a couple scenes, and he wants to make a fucking weird ass romance movie. And then you got another guy who comes in. I was like, let's make this Corey kid a psycho. So he
Yeah.
starts writing parts of the movie, and then you got one dude that's like comes in, it's like, well, let Laurie Strode kill Michael once for all. And then you got the fourth motherfucker writing the ending. It's like it's just none of it blends. None of it makes sense. Like it's just thrown together.
Mm-hmm.
Four motherfuckers probably high. Dude's doing some serious cocaine out there in Hollywood. Like just I don't know, dude, just high as fuck. And they probably thought they had a masterpiece. Like, oh my god, this is the best way to end the saga.
Shawn is
And it
good.
sucked.
He's right.
It
Best
sucked.
one yet, bro.
I really liked how Shawn broke that down there. I enjoyed the hell out of that.
And so did I. And what he described is the exact process that went through writing what is my nominee for the end to the worst trilogy of all time. Because what Shawn just described not only is probably very likely what happened on this movie, but it is definitely what happened in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, 7, 8, and 9, because that had three different directors, and so it was like I'm gonna do this, and or two different directors originally had three, and then I'm gonna do this, and no, I'm gonna undo some of your shit and do this, and then JJ comes back and he's like, no, we're gonna undo some of the stuff you undid and redo some of it, and somehow Palpatine returned, and for me, as bad as this was, nothing trumps somehow Palpatine returned. Like that on its like that one line in that movie, and I could go on forever. People have made 5-hour reviews just decimating that atrocity of a film. And so for me, Rise of Skywalker, it still reigns supreme as the worst ending to any kind of saga. Not only a trilogy, but the end to the whatever nonology or what the to end a wow. I mean, it's right up there. But I would put this up there with like the final season of Game of Thrones
Yeah.
and the original ending to Dexter, and just as yeah, completely flat. Like opening up a can of pop set in your garage. It's been expired for a year, and you're like, oh shit, this is flat as hell.
Yeah.
Wet popcorn fart, as our idol Jim Cornette would say. My idol. I shouldn't speak for anyone else, but
Dude, Dexter as a woodsman is stronger than Michael Myers as at the end of Michael. I mean, Michael Myers really they made him out to be just. I just can't believe how much they buried him. I can't believe. I mean, you, you bet on that horse all those. Has he ever looked weaker than in this movie?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah,
I'm not. I mean, I've never seen him get beat up by a 19-year-old kid. Like that was the
yeah,
first time.
yeah.
And then,
I
like I
mean,
said, this was the most half-assed wrestling match I ever seen. There was a couple little steps, a little grapple here, a little grapple there. And all of a sudden, he's on top of Michael. He takes his mask. Like, I got it now.
yeah,
Crawls out the sewer. Like, what the fuck just happened, bro?
dude.
Like, what am I seeing right now? Like, I was so confused. Like, I don't
It,
know. It was disappointing. It was, like I said, I could totally see why he was like, this can't be Michael. This has to be some kind of dream sequence or
I was
hallucination
so
going on. I could totally see why it would feel that way. Because that was just a mind blowing scene. Like, what? How the fuck does he just roll up in the sewer, grab Michael, like, this is mine. You got what
yeah,
I need.
this is my
Take this
house.
shit and then
I'm the
roll
shape
out.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the shit.
Yeah. Damn it, Kevin! Now I want to watch Captain Phillips.
Hashtag not my Michael Myers.
I'll just say like, okay, so Kevin, before I watched the movie, said, "Oh, it's going." He didn't say anything to me because I did kind of want, is it worse or better? And then I botched it and said, yes or no, is it worse or better than
Yeah.
Halloween Kills, which I botched, but like when he's like, oh, they went for something different, a lot different. So I was kind of excited because I was like, ooh, maybe they're gonna do my idea. Because so my idea was that, yeah, my idea was that we would get a round two of the town and Lori and everybody trying to take him down once and for all in this epic like third act. And then he literally would like brutally murder everybody in the town stand tall and be like, "Yo, Michael Myers in Haddonfield, what's up?" And like it's over. And it's like Halloween ends. He killed fucking everybody, and it's done. And that would be the final stand tall Michael fucking Myers over. And instead, they do the typical, "Oh, he's killed again. Oh,
Evil
you know he's
dies
gonna."
tonight.
Well, you know what? That meat grinder or whatever they put him in, the town folk. I'm sure that the next one that they do, if they do a continuation, they're gonna say Michael Myers had a deal because he lived with the dude who works at the meat grinder in the sewers. He was, down on his luck. And then he paid off the dude in the meat grinders to not really rip him off, and then he paid a prosthetic dummy to be put in there at the last second.
Yeah, no,
Like,
they'll show him slipping. They'll show everybody like having an argument over whether or not, because they had that short, quick argument. Oh, this isn't how we do things. And then
yeah.
my favorite like NPC of this series, the sheriff with the cowboy hat, rolls up. He's like, "That's how we do it tonight." And
How much do you think they paid him, dude? I
not
wondered that
enough.
when he rolled up.
However much it was, he deserved more. He's the best character in the whole movie.
But
All
wouldn't
30
that have
seconds
gotten
of him.
wouldn't that have gotten people talking? Like if Michael Myers would have annihilated, like brutally murder man, woman, child, everybody in that town, and then at the end they just see him walking down Haddonfield with bloody massacre. That would be effective. That would be like, oh shit, Michael Myers. I mean, you had to think about every fanboy, every fangirl, everybody of horror genres and Halloween in general. They love Michael Myers. It's an iconic figure. They shit all over him in this movie.
I do agree with the shitting all over of him. Yeah, I do expect when they come back, it's going to be something a lot like what you said, Noah, like a very Halloween 2 esque, where he's going to somehow
Mm-hmm.
slip his shackles while they're all arguing, and somehow it'll actually would have been Corey's body with the mask on that they threw
Yeah.
into the grinder, because somehow no one would have noticed that. Not like he's like a foot shorter than the dude or anything, but yeah, there's gonna be some kind of crazy way that they bring him back. Now, I will say, I I don't know. First of all, I'm gonna say I think my idea needs to become a segment on this show, because it's nice. I like my idea, because I do think we've had it. It's popped up naturally in every episode so far. So anyway, we'll make the sausage later. But I like the idea of rewriting, trying to come up with a different version of the script. And with this one, I don't know. I like it better than what we got. I'll give you that for sure.
What, my pitch of the ending
Yeah, I would
is
take.
killing everybody?
Yeah, I don't know about the whole town. I feel like the whole town feels like, I already was mad about how much they marvelized him before, and that would definitely be like, okay, now he's just like literally Clark Kent. But I do like. I don't know. I don't know how I wanted it to end, but it wasn't this, and I would have taken maybe him killing all the major characters and then just slinking off, because then it could have left it ambiguous and open to like, well, maybe he's done. Maybe it really was all about getting to Lori, and now he got to Lori, so maybe it ends. But I don't
Well,
know. Yeah.
the whole thing's pointless though because they've literally retconned Laurie Strode being murdered. I mean, she was killed in one of she was killed in Halloween and written off, and she said, "I'll never come back."
You know what
She
they're
was
gonna?
murdered.
Oh my God, you guys! I know what they're gonna do.
Hmm.
They're gonna start doing sequels to the Thorn trilogy. They're gonna go back to the weird
No.
cult and like call Paul Rudd up and be like, "Dude, everyone loves Paul Rudd now."
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna come in.
They
He's gonna
could
be
do
like,
that.
"I believe in ancient runes can make Michael
They
go
could
to
do that.
sleep." Yeah, they're totally gonna do that, because that. How else do you bring him back?
And then put Michael Myers on the Hot Ones with
And we're
Rudd.
and we'll be thirsty enough for it that we'll say, you know what, whatever, we'll take the weird cult. And then 15 years after that, they'll get Rob Zombie Jr., who will direct his own revisioning.
No,
Probably starring
we
his hot wife at that point, because
we
it's
need
sort
to
of like
fucking
poetry.
direct Halloween. We need to fucking direct Halloween because we wouldn't. I wouldn't want to fuck it up, man. I just, yeah, I
I
don't
would.
know. I
I could never. I would fuck it.
no,
I could
yeah.
never. No,
Well,
they
well,
should
that's the
just
thing is
stop.
like,
That's the
well,
thing.
yeah, but like you said, they should just stop. And then I went on my rant and it started, and I was like, I'll never watch it. Like, it really feels like a sports team that you love. Like, like I feel like I should have like a Michael Myers jersey and throw it down in a ditch somewhere. I'm like, and then
Light
I
it on
think
fire.
I'll get it again. I'll
The
see
next
him
season,
another.
yep, you'll be there.
And I
Uh,
feel ashamed. Like, why do we come back? Like, seriously, like, what is it? Just like, well, I want to see how they do it differently now. Like, well, what's there to do differently? I mean, he's just going to be a guy in a mask with a big knife killing people, and then they're going to kill him, and then he's going to come back. I mean, that's it. Just keeps happening like that. Yeah, you can have different meat and potatoes and skillet and grilled. You can do different things, but it's really the same thing. It's really the same shit, right? I mean, am I taking crazy pills Mugatu up in this bitch?
I mean,
You know?
you're not wrong. It's
Yeah.
No, I
it's
love when you
over.
get fired up, dude. It's entertaining as fuck.
Thank you. I
Don't
was wondering if I was agitating you or entertaining you. But I mean, for
no.
real, it really gets down to it. It's like, I mean, you can only have a Big Mac and large fries so many times until you get bored of that shit. I don't know,
Just
man.
something about the lore of Michael Myers. It's always got a pill, man. People love the creepy ass dude and the
Yeah.
fucking, what is it, the Captain Kurt Max? Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the whited out Captain
Yeah.
Kirk
yeah.
mask.
Yeah,
And
dude.
it's
Something
amazing.
about
I
it.
mean, the look is iconic and everything. I just can't. They're gonna have to do a lot to rebuild the lore and the character in general because they really took a step back on this, yeah,
I,
badly.
I,
I
what I,
agree with you that they buried Michael. I mean, they made him look like a bitch, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like first he got beat up by a 19-year-old kid who got beat up by a marching band, and
Mm-hmm.
then you fuck around and have him get beat up by a 75-year-old woman
Yeah,
who's done went through the changes, bro. She's in here whooping his ass with frying pans and fucking broomsticks and fucking turkey basters and whatnot, and then all of a sudden pins him down with fucking Rachel Ray branded fucking butcher knives, and then fucking out here it's just insane, dude. And like then
I
he,
love that, Shawn. Thank you.
I'm just saying, man, it's laughable when you really think about what we just sat through, man. Like it was fucking shameful. Like I feel dirty. I'm gonna go take a shower after this just 'cause
Yeah,
I need to wash off the filth of my shame
we
of being
just
conned out of $20 to watch this fucking disgraceful film. I'm upset about it,
we
bro.
just we just got to make our own things for real. This was yet another realization. Again, like Kev says, he doesn't need any, but it's more motivation, more I'm so tired of just watching this stuff. I just want to do my part with close friends and make entertaining things because I just I just don't feel anything watching these other than frustrations. Um, there weren't even. I had to say one thing because Kev, like we you talked about it in your review of the last one, like the dead dog joke of like at least there was some like dark humor in the past in this trilogy. Remember, like like talking about the German Shepherd with the flashbacks to
yeah.
the original, and they had like cool ideas, but it's like this one is just so devoid of. I don't know. I don't know what they were fucking going for, and I'm pretty sure the test audiences and everything was a mess because I told you they didn't even lift the review embargo until like the last second, and I was like, oh, that's not a good sign.
No, it's not. No, it
Mm-hmm.
is not. When the influencers aren't allowed to put reviews out, like spoiler free reviews out, like at least a good 3 days ahead of time,
Yeah,
that's
because
usually a
they were
sign to
worried.
keep your money.
They were worried about Corey, bro. I think the studio was really worried about, oh, they're gonna shit all over Corey like Jar Jar Binks style, and that's gonna ruin this movie by.
Which was correct, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't. Again, I said it before. I don't know how we got to this point. So many people had to sign off on this that it makes your brain hurt a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
Yeah, it's hard to believe that there wasn't one person in that fucking conference room was like, yo, we can't put this shit out. This is
we're
fucking
doing
terrible.
what?
You mean to
yeah,
tell me there
reshoot
wasn't
it.
one person who felt that way?
Yeah.
Like the
You,
three of us, and it sounds like most of the world feels that way. But you mean to tell me there's not one motherfucker up there in that fucking conference room that didn't stand up like, yo, what is this? Like,
Oh,
it just blows my mind.
you could go to any 1 out of 10, you dudes, like you could go to any 1 out of 10 review and read anything, and you'll feel the hate, you'll feel the anger in all those reviews. Like they're upset. I mean, people really, honestly, Michael Myers and Halloween is like a long tradition football team or favorite sports team to someone or to many people. It really is. It's you
Well, I
can't
think a
fuck with
lot
it.
of us grew up like, I mean, especially us. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that came out, '78 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we grew up like our parents fucked with it, so we had that,
Mm-hmm.
ability to be surrounded by it at such an early age. Like, we pretty much grew up with it, dude. It was like our weird version of Rugrats, dude. It was like one of those
Dude,
shows. Like, it was part of our childhood, and we just kind of carried it through. And like Kev said, we've been investing in it from such an early age. Like, we want to see what new take comes out because we're just interested to see where they went with it. You know what I mean?
yeah. I
So
mean,
we've been sold on it for so long, and it's at a point like even when it's bad, like we still like even when we expect it to be bad. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I didn't expect it to be great. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say I expect it to be as bad as it is, but I was like, I didn't have super high expectations, but I felt like, damn, they could have done a little bit better than that. Like, what the fuck
oh
is
yeah.
happening? Because I mean, the first one, I'm not gonna lie, dude. The first Danny McBride one, I thought was pretty sick.
Yeah, it
With
was
Jamie
good.
Lee out here having booby track fucking house, he's got a fucking shooting range and
Yeah, that
shit.
was a
He's
good
out here
one.
got a fucking, yeah. I thought that was kind of cool. The second one was, eh. I mean, it
Mm,
wasn't great, but I didn't think it was terrible. I thought
yeah.
Tommy Doyle was a fucking scrub
Don't
joke.
get me
Mm,
started on
But
that
like
Joker.
that whole situation was shitty, and then the whole hospital scene where everyone's in the hospital freaking the fucking just it
mm.
wasn't great. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give the last one a chance, and then here we are,
Yeah, it was just such a
disappointed.
bullshit. And Corey was so just shoehorned, like just put in there, just slapdash. I don't know. It's just to go on Sean's point about how like we grew up with it. I mean, think about it like this, dudes. Like Scream came out in 1996, and Randy, like one of the popular characters of Scream, was they were watching the original Halloween, and at that point, it was a classic and old school and beloved. At that point, that's 26 fucking years ago. So this is how
Right.
long Halloween has been around and been beloved, and then you shit on it. Why was it worth it for them to have Corey go into the sewer and beat his ass in a shitty 1 minute fight that honestly Shawn and Lou had a way better fight in our 48-hour fucking no budget film. I'll go on record as saying that.
I like
Fuck
the thing we did.
David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. Find
Yeah,
this if I'm ever successful. Kiss my ass.
yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
I mean, me beating you in the back with a cane, I think was more entertaining than watching
Yeah.
Corey and fucking Michael fight. Like,
Dude,
I'm just
I,
saying, man,
I
it's
was
not
more
hard to beat.
scared than I was
dude, if
watching
you
this. Yeah.
yeah, dude, if you would have put me in that movie as Corey, I would have been like, you need to have like Michael Myers whoop my ass and like really hurt me. Like you need to make it like really bad. Like you need to have me. You know what would have been amazing if like Corey would have gone in the sewer and talk shit like I'm gonna get that mask, I'm gonna get this shit, and then all of a sudden like Michael Myers just does what he did at the end anyway, just snaps his fucking neck right there, it's over. And then it would have built at least okay, Michael's not fucking around and he's getting out of the sewer and he's stomping people out, brother.
That's kind of what I thought was gonna happen when he
Yeah,
stormed into the sewer. I was like, all right, this kid's gonna push too far. Michael's gonna remember that he's just a monster or whatever, and he's gonna do Michael things and just snap on this dude, and then go do his final killing spree. But no, he got whooped instead.
yeah. That I don't know, man. I'm not joking for real. Like Shawn, like bringing up, like well, I brought up first, like him and Lou fighting in that scene of that our little indie thing that we did like 7 years ago, and him beating me with a cane, legit. That was had more passion than any of this movie. And this movie was made with like 30 million fucking Deutschmarks. Fuck this. I'm pissed, man.
That's still, I'm impressed by the amount of steam, like an hour and 22 minutes in. It's impressive. It just goes to show the impact that this movie had, and
I'm
not the good
ashamed at
kind.
my I'm ashamed of myself that I'm still internally battling. I'm internally battling myself about watching the next one because I know there's going to be a next one. I already told myself and out loud here to you that I will never watch another one, but yet I'm still going like, well, maybe it's like some ex-girlfriend that could like, touch you pretty well every once in a while.
It's Yeah, dude. It's a toxic relationship at this point, dude. Yeah,
Man, I
like you
don't
said
know. And that
before, you equated it to a bad, like being rooting for a bad sports team.
Yeah, when
Uh,
Halloween franchise gets in that nice blue bra, it's tempting, bro. I just want to see it every once in a while. I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't know.
Feels good. Feels good
Feels
until it doesn't.
feels
It's like once you
good.
bust that nut, and you feel dirty and ashamed of yourself. Like, God damn it.
Yeah,
It's like the same thing. Like, when you're all excited, turn the movie on, you start watching it, and by the time you realize it sucks, you like still start feeling like dirty. It's like, dude, why am I even watching this?
next thing you know, the Halloween franchise is telling you to mow the lawn and pick up groceries and shit.
yeah. That last night,
Yeah.
I learned a lot about myself last night as I took 3.5 pages of notes on a Google Doc and watched this movie until, I kid you not, 4 o'clock in the morning, because I had to pause it so frequently to take my notes that it took me like 3.5 hours to watch this movie almost with the bathroom
Look,
breaks. And that was what, yeah, you find yourself questioning, like, what am I doing this for? But
yeah,
I knew I came into it. This right here was what I was doing it for. I knew I wasn't going to spend the time to script out an entire fucking 40-minute review like last
yeah.
time. But I knew I'd have a lot to say
Well, this
because
has
I
been
expected it
great.
to be as bad as the last one. I didn't expect it to be worse, to be honest. I thought they would
No,
improve upon the last one, but the last one had already jumped the shark for me. So I was like, all right, dude, you know what makes for a good podcast? Bad movies. Let's go. Oh, careful what you wish for,
yeah.
kids.
I don't know. I just, yeah, it's been really fun doing this though. It's just, I don't know. Who knows where it will go now, but I know it's not dead in the water. I mean, it, there's, I mean, you can't end. Honestly, I'm almost thinking now that they intentionally botched it that badly so it could continue because what they didn't put a stamp on it. Whereas, like, yeah, you could never have another one. I mean, you have to fucking do something. If that's the end of Halloween altogether, my God.
I mean, they marketed it as that as if that was it though, but you might be right. Wow, you might have uncovered it.
Yeah, because
Here
it
we were
doesn't feel
thinking,
like an
you
end.
know, that Smile had the most viral marketing campaign of all time, but no, it
Mm-mm.
was this 4D chess move where they were like, "But wait, guys, if we don't end on a satisfying note, that will get them coming back for more." And
Yeah, there's,
ultimately, what do we want, right? We want them to spend money, which they'll do because we put a silence code on any reviews. So we're already going to get money for this one. And then when the movie sucks, people will clamor for another one because they hated that one so much. No, you might be
yes.
right. You might be an evil
No,
genius.
I thank you. I think that because there's no way that
Noah McMahon.
anybody, yes, you're fine. Yeah, there's no way that anybody will go on the Halloween mantles or look at the mask or look at their Blu-rays or their collections and then look at something and be like, "Oh yeah, Halloween ends. Fuck yeah. We're done here, dude. Like we're out. We're done. Our the whole franchise is finished. We never have to think about it. Hey, let's go to Red Robin. Let's go to Applebee's." Like
I'll
like
see it. I'll
no.
be at the Red Lobster if you want to meet up later.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's go at the Lob.
Yeah, for me, if I might watch the 2018 one every once in a while but that's where I would just,
Whoa.
because that ends at a decent enough point where you can just tell yourself the other two movies don't exist if you want.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, no, I'm just saying that no one, I think, even the defenders of this movie could like look if they bought like Halloween Ends when it comes out on Blu-ray or whatever. They can't be like, "Yep, put a cap on it. It's over. Put a fork in it. thank you, David Gordon Green, and thank you, four writers. You guys did amazing. No, honestly, dude, I think they intentionally botched it, or the studio, or
Fixes in.
that Ack, what's his name, the son of the original, one of the original dudes who created
A
it,
cod.
or yeah, COD. I think that they had interference, and because this didn't seem like one pure vision to finish the trilogy, it fell just all over the place, and
It's
Maybe it's a
quite
work,
possible
brother.
that a lot of this movie got left in the editing room. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's very possible too. Maybe there was a lot more to it, and then they just had to shorten it up for theatrical purposes.
yeah.
Because like
So
it's hard for me to believe that this was like the vision. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the original vision. Like I don't. I'm not buying it, man. Like
mm-mm.
it just
Yeah.
it makes me disgusted, and
So,
it does like fuck with my ego a bit. I'm like, dude, I know we could have made a better movie
oh,
than that. Like our
so
group
much better.
alone, not necessarily not even Michael Myers, just like a movie in general. We can make better films than that. And here we are, some
I
broke dick
know,
motherfuckers in our 30s, and have nothing to show for it. Yet you got these
mm,
motherfuckers out here making hella money off this shit of a film, and they're out here eating fucking
mm.
scallops and fucking surfing turfs, and I'm over here about to eat a fucking bowl of Lucky Charms, dog. It makes me
Right?
fucking
Oh,
mad.
nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm about to eat Great Value Cinnamon
I
Toast
would say
Crunch,
my
yo.
cereal comes in a bag, dude. That's great.
No,
That's nice.
that's right, Sean. I
I
mean,
got
you're
it on
right.
sale, bro. It's $1.99 for a buck, dude. I got that Kroger and
Believe me,
the
we're
Kroger
trying,
app,
we're
bro.
grinding, man. Sean, you have no idea how much I'm grinding behind the scenes doing things.
The ripping and the grinding, brother.
I'm
And
grinding, brother, and I'll send you TSB, the script called, the initials TSB, and if you don't like it, I'll buy you a damn burrito, man, because that's a horror, and for real, like I'm writing
I'm
that
gonna hold
to
you
be
to it. Even
script.
if I like it, I'm gonna tell you I don't. Just so I get that burrito, bro.
Okay, good.
You know?
I'll get you
I'll
extra
tell you after
fucking
I eat the
meat.
burrito that I like
I'll get you extra meat. I'll get you
it.
that new
I
steak
appreciate
lime.
it.
I just want you to know
Make
that
me too.
now the cold open will be just Noah saying, I'll get you extra meat twice. But I think at this point it is time to put a button on this because this old bastard needs to get to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Shawn, any parting words?
No, I think I said enough. I mean, other than the fact that I appreciate y'all and thanks again for getting together with me on this. It was a great time, and I'm looking forward to the next shitty film that we can shit on together.
Oh yeah.
Oh, same, same. I appreciate you for coming on, and I also look forward to that. Noah, what about you, sir? Any parting words for our lovely listeners?
Only thing I say is what I said in the Smile talk. Just let's just try to embrace new IPs in the horror industry. And I wish like franchises like Halloween truly will end, but they won't. And then I'll be ashamed to watch the next one. I don't know. Maybe it's like a high school reunion. You just want to like, oh, what are they up to? Oh shit.
What's Laurie
Like,
Strode up to? Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know. It's like one last. We didn't talk about it, but that narration. Yeah, what's Laura's doing? That narration of her writing her little book or her
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
That's the whole thing. Just ugh.
Yeah, she just seemed too nice. Like the whole like fucking Mary homemaker grandma now.
Yeah,
Like after all the shit that happened in the
yeah,
first couple films, now she's out here baking pumpkin fucking pies.
yeah,
I mean, it's a tradition. Fucking, what happened to the crazy bitch we saw in the first two movies? Now you're
yeah,
out here wearing fucking, looking like Martha Stewart. Now here
yeah.
making fucking strudels and shit. Like it just none of it made sense to me, dude.
Your
Like
fucking
it
daughter
all
was
just sucked.
ruined. Yeah, your daughter was murdered, and now you're all cool with it.
Right.
Yeah, it did make sense to
Like
me either. Yeah, you thought she would have been more strained. And if
Yeah.
anything, where she started this movie is where you would have hoped to see her end, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, flash forward to her and Frank, I think is his name, the former T.C. Williams defensive coordinator. For you remember the Titans fans, I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember the actor's name, but
good night.
yeah, you.
Make sure they remember the type.
And so yeah, I actually made a point. I spent way too long on that in my solo review of this, where I would just couldn't get over that how jarring it was for the first 20 minutes just to accept that new version of Lori, where it was
I
like,
gotta, yeah,
okay, I guess, like, hang on, I have to recalibrate a lot, because not only in the first 2/3 of this trilogy, but going back to the original, and even though I'm not supposed to, taking the other instances where versions of that, Halloween 2, H2O, that Laurie's never been around. So it was just so weird to,
yeah,
again, just, it did feel, I hate to say it, it did, again, this gave me vibes of like the last few episodes of fucking Game of Thrones, where it was just like, we're speed running it now.
yeah.
You said we have to end it, so we're fucking ending it.
If
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
Yeah, I'll just one last thing I just thought of. If they would have toned down the graphic violence and really leaned more into the bullshit love story and Lori writing her stuff, this literally could have been on Lifetime, and it could have been called Halloween: The Laurie Strode Story, and it would have been like, fuck yeah,
Would have been the Allison Strode story, but
yeah,
yes,
or
yeah.
the Corey's story.
The Corey story.
In love with a psycho, the Allie Strode story.
Didn't it seem like that though when she was like typing all her little lines and then like the narration? It seemed like just a hokey Lifetime movie or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
definitely did.
like she was a domestic violence survivor or something. I don't
Oh
know.
no, that sounds like me when I write. I self narrate, and it's always like really, cheesy and over the top at first, and then I have to come back later and rewrite it because I'm like, I shouldn't be narrating this. I'm not fucking Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, but like Shawn said, I mean, they made it out like she's all this Martha Stewart loving life, all or like I bought a house in Haddonfield and I'm happy here and everything. It's like, every house in Haddonfield should cost like $40,000. Like, I hope she got a great deal on that house.
No doubt.
Oh, she
No
had to have.
doubt.
She been working on that book. She ain't sold any copies, mind you.
I don't know.
Can't sell
It's,
copies on a book you're still writing. So
mm,
it's not like she's I don't know, where did the money where'd it come from? Huh? Those are the real
yeah,
questions that need to be answered. Huh? Answer me that. Why is that? Why we never see
yeah.
Lori do a job? Why is that?
She was a trust fund baby.
Maybe she was the one supplying Mike Myers with all the sewage rats. Okay, huh?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Ask
Yeah.
yourself these questions.
I
Uh,
wish I wish Michael Myers would have had a tube TV down there or something.
oh god.
I don't know.
All yes, a tube TV. That's all that the film was missing was some cathode rays. But it is about that time. You can find us on the internet at Criticult,
Oh.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff, Twitter. Thank you so much. Thank you both for joining me. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back soon. I don't know with what, but subscribe to find out. See you then.